Hello. This is gonna be the final of the VSP tours that I'm gonna be streaming for Vket. There's a fifth one, but it's gonna be a trivia thing, and it clashes
I
directly with
suppose we can just get
World Hop
going
8
now.
browsers. So this is gonna be the last one I'm gonna do for this Vket. So let's make it a good one.
Yep, let's get going. Okay, let's start. So, welcome to the fourth event that Virtual Space Program is running as part of Vket 2026 summer. This tour will focus on solar system exploration. So you'll see a bunch of spacecraft that were used to explore the solar system, and you'll see what the solar system looks like at slightly reduced scale, to say the least. Um, in particular, we'll be discussing some famous Japanese spacecraft because I feel like a lot of space enthusiasts, even ones that are fairly far down the rabbit hole, don't appreciate the kind of stuff that the Japanese space program manages to do with 5% of NASA's budget. Those people are miracle workers, and hopefully this will give you some sense of the sort of stuff that they've accomplished. Right, so here's my schedule. You'll the different avatar, but this is my schedule. So you're at number 4. Number 5 is the space trivia game thingy, which will be happening on Friday for people in the U.S. or North America. It's Saturday for people in Europe and Asia. So that's happening. That's happening. In a few days. As you can see, there are a lot of events that I decided to do. I might have chosen to do too many events. I did not get much. I did not get much sleep. The night before last night because I was bashing together slides for the presentation in the third event, which was like 80 slides of content. So, yeah. Anyways, I yes, this is my second time running the events for VSP at VCAT.
Hi
I did
Hunter,
this in
welcome to
VCAT
me.
2025 and
Kinda studying something
2026.
educational in VR chat.
About this group. So VSP,
I'm not
Virtual
just
Space
game nights in
Program.
VR
It's
chat
a
or
Japanese
random world
community that
hopping.
does space
So here you go.
things. So aerospace
I'm gonna export this
engineering,
to the
space
YouTube, to my
science, orbital
YouTube after this
rocketry,
is done.
spacecraft, astronomy, astrophysics, those
So yeah,
things.
hopefully you've been
I
well.
guess like we have a few different areas of interest, and my main specializations would be orbital rocketry and spacecraft. I'm most familiar with those topics. I fumble around being very confused when I have to present anything about astronomy and astrophysics, so this will hopefully not go not quite as badly because this one's mostly spacecraft stuff. English speakers are welcome to join this group, even though it's mostly Japanese. I would know because I wrote the text on this poster. Yeah, we don't have that many people from outside Japan who are actively involved with the group. I think there were like maybe 5 in total, and I am by far the most active. But yeah, we are certainly happy to have new members from outside Japan, and you'll probably be seeing a lot of me if you decide to get involved with VSP. But yes, if you want to join the group, let me put something down. If you want to join the group, I can drop pedestal until I please instance public. If you want to join the group, you can join it with this thing here. Okay. I do have to preemptively point out our activities are meant to be an educational thing. So, like, please be mindful of other people
Oh
refrain
yeah.
from doing things which interfere with
Good
other
luck with
people's
that.
ability to learn from the event activities. Like, I guess just make sure you're not like blocking other people's views, making loud noises which prevent them from seeing things. There are a lot of buttons in the world that you shouldn't push either because those might cause disruptions. But yeah, make sure other people are able to listen, even if you need to like have a side conversation or something. Okay, first world, Hayabusa, world creator Yutiro 528, one of my friends. So this is the legendary Japanese asteroid sample return mission. It was the first to bring back material from an asteroid, and first to bring back material from an asteroid and return it to Earth. And so,
Remind me why we're having science history lessons again.
I was just trying some.
It's the event, bro.
that's a good question. I don't know. It's what I do.
I'm new.
So-
I'm new here, and plus, not to mention, I didn't think VR was for a scholarship. Not. I thought VR
Oh,
was to have fun, not for a scholarship.
VR's many
Um,
things.
This
If
is
you wanna have
fun.
fun, there's
my
places
Japanese
for it,
colleagues would beg to differ, but please try not to interrupt us too much. Okay, so the first world. This is the first spacecraft that brought home material from an asteroid, and it's called Hayabusa. I don't think I need to explain too much about it now because I will be lecturing at length about it when we get there. Just important thing: don't do anything with this control panel. Bad things will happen if you do. Also, if there is a sync issue, let me know. If there is a sync issue, you should see things change in the world when I push buttons on it. So if there's a sync issue, I need to know. Next thing, the escape animation by S. Asagiri. It is, well, it's a miscellaneous assortment of stuff exploring all the planets. It's mostly Japanese spacecraft. You'll see some American and European stuff as well. I am obligated to say, at the request of the world creator, Vket, staff, ambassadors, GAs, collab streamers, and similar are prohibited from live streaming in this world. Other individuals are welcome to live stream. So does that description of like Vket, staff, ambassadors, whatever, does that apply to any of you?
Who are you?
Okay, I'm going to assume not. Okay.
Mm,
So some things you need to know. Don't push any of these buttons. Those will cause problems.
What kind of problems?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't think I want to answer. So after the animation plays once, there will be this menu so we can revisit specific scenes in the animation. If you want to look at something again, let me know so we can look at it after the animation is done. Ask me before you click anything there. There is a back button. Once you go into one of those scenes, don't push that either unless you don't push that either unless you're the one who requested that scene. And let's see. Exit. There is a language toggle. It looks something like this, and it's in the lobby. If you're on desktop, it's probably not going to work, and there is a workaround for that, but I don't think it's worth the effort. So, yeah, if you're in VR, you can change the language. If you're in desktop, we're not going to deal with it. Don't worry, there isn't that much text, and none of it is critically important. So that's that world. Don't push any of these things; they cause problems. Next world after that is Slim, Smart Lander for investigating Moon. The world creator for this world is their name is Endeavor, and I suppose do any of you know the Space Museum world, Cosmoria?
Yes.
So
mhm.
this person is the project director of the Cosmoria project. So yeah,
Oh.
this
I'll think about
spacecraft, It's a what? So this spacecraft, it's a Japanese moonlander that was launched about I think 2 years ago, two and a half, and
Yeah.
about 3 years ago, and then it landed on the moon about 2.5 years ago. And its objective was landing on the moon with a very precise target, and that it was surprisingly successful, despite the fact that it literally face planted on the moon, as you can see in the second photo there. There are more buttons that you should not be pushing; those will cause problems. Don't push them until I'm done. Okay, last world. 1 centimeter Earth scale solar system something. Basically, if you ever wondered what would happen if you took the whole solar system and you shrank it down so that the Earth has a diameter of 1 centimeter, then you would see the stuff that's in this world. You'll see it when you get there. It's interesting. There is this menu in the lobby. Make sure you check all the boxes. I don't think there's anything else to explain. So let me just pull up the instance for the first world, the Hayabusa. here it is. New instance, group, Vket global, group boss, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing. Okay. Dang it. Hold on one moment, please. Okay, here's the portal. Let's go in. Everyone go. Everyone go. Okay.
Oh no.
So this is... Hold on. Okay.
Okay, we're literally floating.
We
I'm
are
not
in fact
entirely
literally floating.
comfortable.
We are in fact literally floating. Be very excited about it. Okay. So this here is Hayabusa, the probably one of the most famous creations of the Japanese space program. Let me... So it launched on a... Hold on. So it launched on a rocket called... What's happening?
Bye.
Well, I was in desktop, so screwy things were happening slightly less. Okay. So this spacecraft, it launches on MUV-5, which is the fourth vehicle in the Japanese MUV series. It was the fourth vehicle because the Japanese space program has this interesting habit of retaining predetermined numbering, even if that numbering somehow becomes out of order. And so they wanted to recover material from an asteroid and bring it back to Earth. And that caused, and there were a lot of very significant challenges during the mission, which were, they were interesting. I'll explain them. So, here, let me get some things. Let me get some buttons on here. Hayabusa on off rocket. Okay. So that's what the rocket looks like. You can actually see the solar panel deployment animation there as the this is sinking, right? You see the rocket there and the spacecraft here has gone away, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Correct.
Right. So Hayabusa launches on this rocket in May of 2003. And so it goes off into interplanetary space and let's see. Turn this off. Turn this on. Turn which one? Okay, yeah, so it departs and yes, it is departing off into interplanetary space. And it approaches the asteroid Itokawa. If I can find open this. Okay, if you look that way, that's what the asteroid looks like. That's the asteroid that the spacecraft went to in order to recover material. So then, it approaches the asteroid, and two reaction wheels fail. So reaction wheels, they're the things that are used to change the orientation of the spacecraft. How they work is basically just... Oh, what? Did I turn it back off? What? What's happening?
I don't know. Is this a real spacecraft, actually?
Yes, this is a real spacecraft. Itokawa. Yeah, Itokawa. There. Okay. So it's approaching the asteroid and it has two reaction wheel failures. So reaction wheels, those are the things that are used to control the attitude of the spacecraft without propellant. They work because you can change the angular momentum of the rest of the you have a closed system of the whole spacecraft, and if you have some wheels that are spinning very quickly, you can change their rate of rotation and then that changes the angular velocity of those wheels, and the angular
I
velocity of
see
the
the
rest of the
asteroid.
system changes in response. And so you can
Oh, that's
rotate the
cool.
spacecraft by using that to provide control. That a bunch of those stopped working, so they had to rely on thrusters for a lot more of the attitude control. Okay. So then that happens. What is happening? Okay.
I don't know, but I
Okay.
saw asteroid there. That's asteroid.
Okay, I don't know what's happening. Okay. So then they made some attempts to sample
That
the
is bright.
surface. This thing here, this orb thingy. Okay. This is the sampler horn. This is the sampler horn here. And what the sampler horn does, it's basically a space gun. There's a tantalum bullet that gets shot out of it into the surface. And so the hope is that will kick up material from the surface of the asteroid, and it will float up through the sampler horn into this golden dome thingy on this end of the spacecraft here, which is the which is the sample return canister. This part of the spacecraft is the only part of that survives upon return to Earth. The rest of it burns up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's yes. So then the first sampling attempt, the spacecraft goes down to the surface of the asteroid, and something goes wrong. I don't recall exactly what goes wrong, but what the spacecraft does in response, it decides to attempt a controlled landing on the surface of the asteroid, where I believe it is standing on, I guess, the sampler horn and this edge of the spacecraft bus. So then, let's see. What's supposed to happen, or what they expected would happen if the spacecraft had to automatically abort a landing, was that abort a surface sampling attempt, would be that it would go up back into orbit around the asteroid. This spacecraft wasn't ever actually designed to land on the asteroid. It was meant to just touch down, collect sample, go back up. But the spacecraft decided to do what it did, and so it
It's just so
successfully
that was just
landed
floating
on the surface
around.
of the asteroid, which made Japan one of the first countries to successfully land a spacecraft on the surface of an asteroid.
Those
even
are some
though that
flares.
was, not
It's
entirely
really nice.
intended.
Wow.
Yeah.
My usual
So then
settings,
there were-
but I turned
then
everything from
the
like
second
low
surface
to
sampling
high in
attempt,
the
that was
VRChat
successful.
graphics
They
menu.
managed to collect some material.
Shouldn't
They
be
collect some
too
material,
taxing
and then they start
in
going
a
to
world
orbit.
like this.
And let's see. The things just keep getting worse past that point, because after deporting back into interplanetary space. Okay, what is the problem? Okay, after deporting
don't
back
know.
into interplanetary space. After deporting back into interplanetary space, they get a propellant leak. And so the spacecraft loses attitude control and starts spinning. It starts spinning, and that's not good for a bunch of reasons. For one, you see these solar panels. Come here and look at these solar panels. There isn't really a system for rotating the solar panels so that they continuously face the sun. So if your spacecraft is spinning, you're not getting continuous power on the solar panels. Other solar panels on other spacecraft might have provisions for rotating the solar panels to track the sun. These solar panels do not have such provisions, or at the very least, they clearly did not have such provisions that were capable of tracking the sun while the spacecraft was slowly rotating because of a propellant leak. Another problem: this antenna is also fixed orientation. So, problems. How they managed to solve that? They managed to use these ion thrusters to actually provide to reorient once the spacecraft got back into a stable sun-facing orientation. The way they did that. Okay, so the structure of this ion thruster system. You have a source of xenon gas, and then you have something, I don't remember exactly how it works, which converts the xenon gas into charged ions. And then you have these strongly charged grids, here. And the xenon ions interact with the charge on these grids, and that accelerates the xenon ions out at extreme speed. So that's what the blue thing in the middle here is. The purple things on the side, these are electron guns.
Oh, I need
And
to
what
plant
these are
this,
for,
if I
these
can.
will these will okay. These shoot electrons out the back of the spacecraft to neutralize the xenon ions, because otherwise you're going to have problems where
Okay.
xenon is attracted back toward the spacecraft, and also a net charge is what happened? Okay, you have a problem where a net charge will build up on the spacecraft. So ideally, you want to be firing both of these together. But they actually tried firing the electron guns and using the very slight reaction force from that to twist the spacecraft back towards a usable orientation. That is what happened with that. And yes. So they somehow managed to regain a stable sun-facing orientation. Great. Then they had more problems. The ion thruster started degrading. They started degrading, and so there were difficulties of getting enough thrust to return to Earth. These thrusters have to fire basically continuously in order to get to the desired trajectory, because, well, they produce very little thrust. It's measured typically in like millinewtons, so like 1/1000th of a newton, and that is not much. They're very efficient, low thrust. So the problem that you have is that these need to be continuously firing, and they're not continuously firing. So here, there's a button on it for this. This one. Okay. So the solution they come up with, I have to turn more of these off. Okay. The solution they come up with, they use the xenon accelerator system from one thruster and an electron gun from another thruster. There are 4 of these in total, so they combine those together, and that's how they obtain enough thrust, despite the fact that most or all of the individual thruster units broke down, in order to somehow get the thing going back to Earth. Let's see now. What is? Okay. So then the spacecraft somehow manages to get back to Earth with its 1 gram or so of asteroid material in the sample canister. So then it returns to Earth in like 2010. That is 5 years after it arrived at the asteroid, 7 years after it launched, and they were expecting to get it back to Earth far sooner than they actually got it back to Earth, because of all the problems that they were having with like the loss of attitude control and then the thruster breakdowns. So the spacecraft, it burns up from entry heating. The return capsule lands in Australia, and they do find small grains of asteroid material inside the capsule. Mission accomplished by some miracle, despite like 8 million things going wrong. Any questions? I hope this visualization of something has been at least somewhat useful. I don't know if it is.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
Look,
Once
Earth's
the
all the way over
collection
there.
is done, why does it still need the solar
Sun
panels?
over there.
Well, the problem is that once they've collected material from the asteroid, the spacecraft needs to have control for its return to Earth. Like it won't just passively go back to Earth without significant amounts of controlled maneuvering. And so all of the spacecraft systems need to stay powered for that to work.
That's really cool. Kimika against the
Yeah.
lens flare from the sun, I think that is.
How does it not burn up on its own on re-entry?
It
On its
does.
travel back to Earth?
Yeah, like everything that... Okay, so here. The sample return canister is here on this end of the spacecraft. The sample return canister has the insulation or like a heat shield, thermal protection needed to survive re-entry. The rest of the spacecraft does not survive. So actually, there's a video taken by NASA aerial observation aircraft showing what happened when the spacecraft re-entered the atmosphere. Like the re-entry capsule, that was a stable descent all the way down. The spacecraft broke up in the upper atmosphere into like a trail of like probably a few dozen different visible pieces of debris, which then burned up in the atmosphere. On Hayabusa 2, they did something different. On Hayabusa 2, what they did, the spacecraft maneuvered into the trajectory required for the for the sample return canister to land where it was supposed to land, and then they maneuvered the spacecraft out of the way so that it would fly back off into interplanetary space. NASA did a similar thing with its OSIRIS-REx mission, which also recovered material from an asteroid. So OSIRIS-REx and Hayabusa 2 are still off flying in interplanetary space, even though they have already returned their asteroid samples back to Earth. Actually, Hayabusa 2, the Japanese successor to Hayabusa, it flew by an asteroid called Torifune a few weeks ago. So that was cool. Other questions?
Why is the dish so, how do I say? Usually you see dishes have like, they're solid. This one has a lot of holes in it.
That's a radio engineering problem that is, I guess, I'm not really that qualified to answer it. But it's like,
Fair.
I would assume that it's like the radio waves are large enough that they will reflect off this reflector all the same without
There's a lot less
passing through
interference
the
up
holes.
here.
Hmm?
There's probably a lot less interference in orbit compared to like
Well,
underground.
At least in interplanetary space, yeah, there aren't that many other like radio emitters that are emitting with particularly much power out in interplanetary space. Anything else?
Like that.
Oh. Other questions?
So you said this is all just to grab. Did you say a milligram or a gram of
Like less than
dust?
1 gram. Less than 1 gram.
That's crazy. That is absolutely
That is crazy.
Thank you.
That is crazy. The
To be fair,
things we
they
do
meant
for
to grab
science.
slightly more.
Say that again?
They did mean to grab
I got
slightly more.
blasted
But
away
of course, with
for
all
some
the
reason.
problems with the landing, it was quite hard to get more material.
Yeah. Later asteroid sample return missions did manage to recover appreciably more material.
Oh yeah, no, I just meant in general. Like even if it was 2 grams, like even if it was just a little bit less than 2 grams, that's still all this work for just that. That is cool.
Yes.
I would have thought that it would have been in the magnitude of at least like hundreds of grams, if not like I don't know.
Yeah, I see what you're thinking. Yeah, and it's like I do also have to point out that like the Japanese space program does not get that much money. Their total annual budget is usually 5% NASA's budget. So it's a miracle that they manage to pull off cutting edge missions like this. Like they were the first to do this type of mission. And yeah. Other remarks? Should probably get moving to the next world soon. Yeah.
Is the satellite made of real gold?
No, probably no, not really.
Oh yeah.
The golden color comes from insulation, which is like I think metal coated plastic. Like how it works, you have layers of a lot of thin layers of some insulating material stacked together, and so the material okay, how heat transfer works in space. You don't really have convection because there's no gas. And if you just space together a few layers of material which are not physically in contact, then you don't get conduction between those layers either. So basically the only way that heat can go in or out of the spacecraft through the insulation is by radiation. And you can make the rate of radiation go really slowly by just putting a lot of layers of stuff together. And since the rate of radiative heat transfer isn't particularly much correlated to the distance, as long as they're not touching, you just have to put a bunch of layers of stuff, and it will significantly slow down the heat transfer. And what they usually use is some like metal coated plastic, I think. I don't remember the exact composition of what they use on here, but I know that is what the function of this material is. I jokingly say that it looks like space butter. You want to eat it? Let's eat it.
Yeah.
Nom 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 nom. Yeah. Okay.
So what is the
Oishi,
difference
desune.
between convection versus radiation heat transfer?
Well, convection involves like heat moving through a fluid medium. So it's like if you have
Gotcha.
a gas,
So like air.
then you have your heat at one thing. It transfers to the gas flows, and then the heat gets picked up from the gas by the other thing that heat is ultimately being transferred to. So if you have no gas, if you're in a vacuum, that doesn't happen.
No convection. Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? Sometimes it surprises me how many questions people have in this world, but I am glad that people have questions.
This is a
People
one-to-one
interacting
model.
with
What
the
are these
questions.
balls over here?
Oh, those
If
balls.
you have
Yeah, I
something
should
this
have mentioned.
fancy, of course people are gonna be curious about it.
Yeah. So those are target markers. So those would get dropped down from the spacecraft onto the surface of the asteroid in the region where you would be trying to aim for surface sampling. And so yeah, those can just be dropped onto the surface. I'll point out something in the next world that we go to which is related to this. The next world shows Hayabusa 2, which has a similar system. Okay. All right. Any last comments? Any last comments?
It's been a lot of questions.
The next world is a good one. You're gonna love it. Everyone loves it.
Yes.
Sorry for all the questions. It's been 20 years since
Okay.
I had any science for studying.
I like
And it's been a-
like questions. It means that people are engaging with the subject matter.
It's a bit of education for everybody around.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like if I knew more about this, I'd have
Before
more
I drop
questions.
the portal for the next thing, I have to ask. I just have to make sure. Are any of you VCAT staff, ambassadors, GAs, collab streamers, or equivalents? Okay.
No, I'm independent.
Yes. If anyone who meets that description would be bored from live streaming by request of the world creator, but as long as you don't meet that description, you can continue your live streaming if you happen to be live streaming. Okay. Everyone go in.
Whee!
Oh, this world is not like a floating thing. Oh, God. Oh, that was disorienting, just floating around. It was like we were in water the whole time. That's how it felt.
Oh, we're not floating anymore.
No?
Personally, I'm
Listen.
glad. That was disorienting. It was like we were in water the whole time.
We are no longer floating, that is correct.
It is Japanese. Maybe too big size.
Oh, yeah, if you're in VR, you can use this thing to select a language. For some reason, if you're on desktop, you can't really use this because the selectors are behind a collider. So if you're on
English.
desktop,
Yeah,
if you're on desktop, it's like there is a workaround, but I don't think it matters enough to be worth the time. So yeah, okay.
It's an Windsor. Headset.
Okay. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Okay. So I assume we didn't lose a catastrophically large number of people. Let's go.
Yeah, I've seen those videos where like there's a cat in a backpack with a window on it. I feel like that.
Yeah,
right now.
there's a lot of stuff in here. So blink and you'll something. Don't blink.
Where should the camera be facing?
Look that way. Tall people stand in the back, make sure everyone can see. Okay. Tagashima Space Center. This is the H2A rocket, which Japan operated for 25 years. 50 flights total. This flight is the one that launched Hayabusa 2.
That is nuts. That is nuts.
It is. Actual prize.
I'm trying to get this all as much as I can. This is crazy to see.
Look more familiar for those of you who were at Orbital Rock Crucial last week. Let's keep the watch out with the dual message.
Why is that so sad? This many goosebumps all over my body.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. Okay.
Dang.
Stage separation. The stuff in the back is out of propellant, so now we're switching to this. Spacecraft deployment. And yeah, this is Hayabusa 2.
The Earth, no!
They shrunk it down.
Honey, they shrunk
Let's see
the
some
Earth.
planets. Time for planets. Notice it's not the main engine that's firing, it's the four thrusters in the quarters. I'll say something about that later. Curiosity, the Mars rover. Hayabusa 2.
I'm scrambling trying to get this.
This is hard. This is very hard to get on video. Defeating Legends, carried the first thing to land on Titan on that mission. Yep, Ernest, Voyager 2.
Now the question is Pluto a planet?
According to this animation, I mean Pluto is included.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Pluto.
Thank you.
Okay. And here's Voyager. Well, I don't actually know if it's 1 or 2, but it's one of the Voyager spacecraft.
Pending.
this is what was supposed to happen with NASA's Artemis program. Things might be a bit different now because this guy called Jared Isaacman, that's the NASA administrator, now has changed a bunch of the plans around. Like, this whole space station, he canceled it.
There is a rumor he may be working for Elon Musk and SpaceX. Again, that's just what I've heard. It's otherwise it's just opinion, and everyone's entitled to their own opinions. I'm just saying.
SpaceX built lunar lander, which yeah.
Space station around the moon. High five.
That's okay. There are a few particular scenes that I want to replay or otherwise lecture about. Okay, this one here. This one. We can just replay. Okay. So this is the H-2A rocket. I probably yapped about it at length in one of my previous events for this weekend. And yes. Just look at the animation. It's good. There's another rocket that that will normally go closer to the launch pad than going through the assembly building. You can't do that in this world, though. You can't do that in this world.
It's a firefly.
Yeah. It is flying with fire, I suppose. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. You may notice that these rockets tend to jump off the launch pad really quickly because they use solid rocket boosters that produce a lot of thrust at liftoff. Most rockets that only have liquid rocket engines don't launch anywhere near as quickly. Okay. Hold on, I should note. Okay, go back. Okay, go back. And now, let's see, what next? This one. I mentioned, while the animation was running, come over here, that this spacecraft, it wasn't the main engine that was firing, it was 4 thrusters in the quarters on this face of the spacecraft bus. The story with this spacecraft is that the main engine just completely failed. The first time it was approaching Venus and trying to capture into orbit over Venus. So you would think that is loss of spacecraft, because the spacecraft was like, your engine's dead. What are you gonna do, right? But then what they ended up doing, they dumped all the main engine propellant because that would be dead mass that they no longer needed. And then using the small thrusters, which are mainly intended for attitude control, they maneuvered the spacecraft such that it would encounter Venus again about 3 years later. And then they used those small thrusters to capture the spacecraft in a elliptical orbit over Venus. But again, bad thing happens. They somehow managed to salvage useful science out of it with a lot of patience and a lot of analysis and a lot of just not giving up. That is, yes. Okay. Back to here. Next thing. Hayabusa. Or this is Hayabusa 2. Somebody mentioned the ball things that were on the bottom of the spacecraft. This one has 5 of them. 2 of them were deployed. Because if I'm not mistaken, this thing, it sampled the surface either 2 or 3 times. I don't remember, but it sampled the surface more than once. Okay.
It did twice.
Right, okay, great. So, there's this ball thing here. This is the target that was dropped from the spacecraft onto the surface. And so, yeah, that's what that is. You can see it here. That's what it does. You can also replay the thing.
Did the balls stay there and they just transmit a signal back to the orbiter, or
They just
Let the ball
stay
segue.
there. I don't even believe they transmit a signal. They're probably just optically tracked by the spacecraft.
But they're like, are they left there? Or are they
Yeah, they're
collected
left.
just like that?
No, they just stay there.
I can maybe answer that a little bit more.
Okay. Sure.
they're- the
Go ahead.
sorry, I'm from JAXA. Hi.
Oh
They're
dear.
no, I don't want to. I
The
don't want to,
reaction from Kimika. Wow, he loves that company. He's losing it.
Sorry, the answers you're totally correct. They're just optically tracked. The surface of asteroid Ryugu is super dark because it's a carbonaceous asteroid. So the target marker applies a reflective point that the spacecraft can reflect light from to help it guide to the surface.
Yeah.
Which
Well
is
then,
basically what
if
you
if you look here, it's like yes, there is a very strong contrast between this marker and the surrounding material. Which, yes. And so it is then feasible for that to just be optically tracked by a sensor on the spacecraft. It doesn't need to like actively emit anything which the spacecraft would have to monitor. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. But right, did I okay, go. It's descending. You might want to move over. You don't want it sampling you.
Ew.
No, hey fish.
Sir, there's femboys on
How's
the
it going?
asteroids.
Slow. Careful, don't get phantom crushed.
So it samples the
Pretty
material,
sure that's Miku singing.
and then the thrusters fire and it launches back up. And then it returns to a parking orbit around the asteroid.
This is
I believe.
cool.
Okay. This is cool. These people do not mess around when it comes to making high quality animations of stuff.
Oh, the little rocks
and
floating
high
around.
quality visualizations. The little what floating around?
The little rocks.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Again, asteroid Ryugu.
There's very low gravity here, so like if stuff gets kicked up, it takes a long time to settle if it settles at all. Oh, oops, you know what, just look at it again.
Wow.
I'm so happy you brought me here.
Space operations are slow until they're not.
Yo, dude.
Yay.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I am quite literally in heaven right now.
So cool.
Okay. Go back. What are some other good ones? See me. I suppose I should say something about this one. So this here, this was what the plan was supposed to look like a few years ago for the Artemis moon missions. You have three components. You have Orion, which is the cone-shaped thing in the back with the 4 solar panels sticking out of it. You have Gateway, the space station with these modules up here. And then this long cylinder is the Starship human landing system. Now, the plans they have been significantly changed by the most recent NASA administrator, who has decided to cancel the Gateway program entirely and repurpose those modules for purposes that I personally find to be of somewhat dubious utility. And then, I don't know. There's this lander. SpaceX was contracted to build it. Regrettably, I have not seen any good indicators that SpaceX has made much of any progress on building it. So, who knows what the future of this moon landing exploration program is actually going to be? It is in a lot of turmoil. Unfortunately, it's like we all want to think about science fiction, like far future fantasy science fiction, but the path to get there looks quite ominous. Unfortunately, the path to get there looks very ominous because of the wonders of politics.
Maybe Transformers 2 had it right. There's something hidden on the dark side of the moon.
Well, I mean, at least Artemis 2 managed to fly around the dark side of the moon like a few.
What the hell?
Yeah. At least that happened.
Artemis 3 is still a go, right?
Well, the problem with Artemis 3 is that it got descoped to a mission that orbits the Earth. And so...
Oh.
It got descoped to a mission that only orbits the Earth. What's supposed to happen with it is that it's going to rendezvous with spacecraft that orbit with the versions of the lander. And it's supposed to dock with the landers, but who actually knows if the commercial lander providers are going to be done making the landers in any reasonably short order? Yeah, okay. Actually, what happened? Did somebody push a button that they weren't supposed to? I think somebody did. Okay. Are there any other scenes here that anyone wants to look at?
All of them.
Aside from all of them, I already saved them early, so I'll come back and check it out later.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, dude? What are you doing there?
Termina, restart your Steam VR now.
That was pretty cool.
We're restarting. We do not want a repeat of what happened this afternoon. So that's why I was ordered to restart the Steam VR. Like, we have an issue. It's like, so that's why. We'll be right back there in a bit. Just hang on. Hang on, everybody. Because they're like at the hour and a half point, I just coincidentally VR chat says my internet is says to check my internet, when in reality I crash. So yeah, that is what is going on. So that's why we're told it, so that it would not be an issue to stream. I was told just restart it now. Like, we planned that like around halfway point in the tour. Actually, there's one thing I'm gonna do first.
I don't see
More them, bro.
Or any sort of like outside like disturbances. Like, what could exist out there that could disturb like the trajectory? If there's any info about that at all.
I'm sure there's information out there, but it is that degree of stuff about spacecraft trajectory planning is a bit above my head. So,
So, yeah, I was just curious. What can it be out there? Does this thing have any thrusters on it?
There are small thrusters there are like relatively small thrusters. There aren't big thrusters. Because they need the thrusters for like attitude control and those sorts of maneuvering and like fine trajectory adjustments. But they're not going to need the kind of big thruster that you would use to capture an orbit over a planet. Because it's just meant to fly. It's just meant to fly by. Yeah, there isn't that much propellant on it.
Okay.
So, what are all those different like straight pieces that are like flying off, or not flying off, but like the long pieces off of the satellite?
I believe those are no, not those aren't. I don't think those are antennas. I know one's a magnetometer. I don't know what the other. I don't remember what the others are off the top of my head. But yeah, one of those is for like analyzing magnetic fields.
Oh, cool.
We'll run out of other things first. Like, the terrestrial economy just consumes so much as it is. Space stuff is a drop in the bucket by comparison. at least at the rate that we're currently going. In the future, there is with the rate that like certain space development programs have been going with like trying to launch 1 million AI data center satellites into space, which I don't think those plans have much merit to begin with, but or much plausibility in terms of being feasible to implement. It's like there are people who want to make the volume of stuff going into space just absurd and consume an absurd amount of resources, but space operations overall is they're not that big in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
there
saw
is
the
a Tesla.
defund for like that as well. I was so annoyed back then when they like, yeah, let's decrease the NASA budget. I was annoyed beyond belief.
Yeah. Yes, there is a Tesla floating in space. There is
And
a
no one
Tesla
gives a
floating in
shit, quite
space.
frankly.
Okay.
I went there.
I mean, I don't particularly care for the Tesla in space either, but somebody mentioned it, so. Okay, where's the back button? Can you hear me? Here, okay. Anything else before we go to the next world?
Guess the sensitivity is like.
What's the next world?
Really.
Next world is
high, I guess.
smart lander for investigating moon.
Yes.
The Japanese.
That's a
moon lander
mouthful.
thingy. Yes, it is.
Is it the Kamoto? Has it got
the
the
what?
Kamoto wheels? Oh, not yet. No, yeah. Is that Mars? Sorry.
Yeah.
I've got inside.
Okay, create instance. Drop, unlock. Okay, everyone go here. Everyone go. Let's go.
Engage.
Let's go. Okay. Let's wait for people to file in. Okay, so yeah, this here. This is a Japanese moon lander. It launched in I think late 2023, and it landed on the moon in January of 2024. And so the objective of this mission was very precisely targeted landing on the lunar surface. They had a destination where they wanted to land it, and they brought it down accurate within 100 meters, which is it's a useful skill to have if you eventually want like such applications as I don't know, cargo delivery to a settlement or something like that. So, let's see. Landing animation, which one does... Okay. Look over here. You see there's a model of the spacecraft up there. So this is how it's supposed to land. This is how it's supposed to land. It uses the two main thrusters for actual braking, and the other thrusters are providing attitude control. So that it dumps those two rovers, and then it's meant to tip over and land on its side like that. That's what was supposed to happen. That's what was supposed to happen.
Whoa.
So come over here.
Yeah, I have question.
Come over here. Hold your question. So come over here. These are the rovers that were dropped off. LEV-1 and LEV-2. And this is LEV-1. Pick it up. So this actually goes around by hopping. There's just like a hopping. This might be local.
I don't.
Do you see me holding something?
No.
Okay, there's
It's
there
locally.
should be something on the ground next to my feet.
I see it. It's
Here's
right
over here.
there. This thing.
Oh, if it's
Yeah, everybody can pick it up.
okay,
This
yeah, pick it
thing?
up. Pick it up. Yeah.
might be physics based, so it's different for everyone.
Yeah, I'm seeing it here.
Yeah,
So okay, so
Just go outside.
Okay. Yeah, so just pick it up. And so this thing moves around by hopping. There's a hopping mechanism here. A funny thing that happens, the funny thing is there's actually a model of this in the VR Space Museum Cosmoria, the flagship creation of this group. And the hopping mechanism is animated. The funny thing that happens is that the hopping mechanism, you can actually use it to launch a player with it. it's really funny. It's really funny. It's
Okay,
really
so
funny.
The flat square side is up, right?
The flat square side is up, and you'll see panels on the flat square side.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if there was solar panels.
Yeah,
or
I'd
not.
say that.
Okay. So that's what that is. And then there should be another
tracks.
object which is closer to the landers, somewhere around
For
here.
me, it's a sphere, right?
Somewhere around here.
yeah,
it's
it
a
looks
sphere.
like a
So
metallic.
this is called
Oh.
Sora Q. So you can click use. And the fun thing about this is that it was actually made in part by Tomy, a toy company. So
No way.
yes.
What?
And if you pick it up and do the use thing on it, you can see how it deploys and then how it can move around.
So we just drop it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it'll actually move, but at least you'll see the mechanism that it uses to move.
Mm-hmm. The other one is popping though.
Okay. Any questions about this before I explain the next bit?
I don't see anything here. Do I need to rejoin?
Oh, you. Oops.
It's local.
If
so
you.
Yes, logo.
Okay.
you might see
So-
the right place, or you might just miss this bit.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. I'll miss it.
Did you see the
Yeah,
thingy
it's like
going
different
down?
for everyone.
No, I joined late, so maybe it's just a sync. Sorry to interrupt.
It's not Blade Runner friendly, unfortunately.
So there's no late join syncer, I guess.
Okay,
sorry.
well. We can play the animation again. It's not a problem. Okay. Hold on.
I thought it was a pickup that I was looking for. Apologies.
The pickup will show up after this animation plays for you, I guess. Okay, play.
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Oh, all right.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Here it is because I missed it last time.
So that it jettisons the two rovers.
No
Don't
way.
stand there. Move, don't stand there.
No.
Yeah, and then the rovers should be
Good thing you're not a human because you'd be dead by now.
somewhere over here.
Yeah, I got them.
Somewhere over here. Okay. So then, there's that.
Karen.
So this is what was supposed to happen. The lander would come down and then it would tilt over and land on its side like this.
Just missed the second play of the animation that is not Blade Runner friendly.
Okay, you know what? I'll play it a third time for you. Okay,
No
look
worries,
this way.
no worries.
Look this.
I'm just
It
taking
takes like
photos.
it takes like 15 seconds. So look this.
It's
way,
okay.
look
It's
this way,
okay.
look this
It's
way.
okay. We're here for you. Enjoy. It's okay. It's okay.
Go. Look this way. Oh.
That's really cool.
Damn right. Yeah.
It just drops the ruler that cracks me up.
Yep. Okay.
Ooh.
That's what's intended to happen. Now, do you want to see what actually happened?
Let me guess. It just.
Most definitely.
Oh yeah.
That's what we came to see, probably.
Oh no.
Well, that's ominous. It's all the way out here.
Okay. So,
Not ideal.
one of the two main engine nozzles snapped.
Oh no.
And
Yep.
so this thing ended up
Just-
landing, it ended up face planting like this. It ended up face planting like
That's
this.
sad.
Just
I am
boom.
somehow by face planting like this, it managed to collect more useful scientific data than what it would have if it landed as intended.
Really?
So it's not all bad. It's not all bad. So
Okay.
yeah. So
That 'cause
this
it hit
survived
so hard it kicked
several
up a load of
several
dust, or-
lunar nights, which is actually really hard
No, it is.
because if you have like
Mhm.
14 days of continuous illumination, as when you're on the light side of the moon, you have 14 days of continuous illumination, everything gets very hot. Then when you go to the dark side of the moon, 14 days
Oh.
of no illumination, everything is very cold. So that's actually a very, very hard environment for spacecraft systems, which somehow this thing survived multiple times. Glad you asked. Here, have a look. So this is where Sora Q ended up. If you crouch down here, you can see the rover was here and it was looking this way, and it took a photo of the face planted spacecraft. It took a photo of the face planted spacecraft.
No way.
And so that photo rapidly became very popular for various
wonder why.
reasons.
Almost
Some
as
people
popular
compared
as
it to some people compared it to the Mun or Bust in the Kerbal Space Program. If you know what that reference is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you just go here, this is what the rover was seeing. But yeah, that's what happened. This spacecraft did a thing. Any questions on it? Am I?
You know, at least I got to the destination.
Yes, at least it did get to the
True.
destination and it was able to do useful science. It was not loss of mission, even though it was not exactly intended behavior. I don't actually know where the hopper is. I don't actually know where it is. I don't actually know where the hopper is.
apparently
Okay,
it's
well,
different
let's
for
take
everyone.
a photo. Let's take a photo in front of the spacecraft. Group photo. Group photos are important.
Okay.
I'm gonna get convicted for dereliction of duty for the fact that I didn't take group photos in the other worlds.
Oh no way.
Group photos are very important in where we're from. Okay, remember, tall people stay in the back. Make sure everyone is visible and not getting blocked. Where do I even stand? Where do I even stand? Okay. Great. Could the people in front of the spacecraft move off to the side?
Yeah, so the craft has a bit of view.
The more people come to the side where I'm on. We're not balanced. This really does feel like the kindergarten group photo, does it not? Okay. Okay. Anyone else getting photos? Okay, cool. Any questions? Ask your questions. Ask away.
Are they still on the moon, or did they somehow
What?
retrieve them?
Well, no, this is still on the moon. There isn't enough in the way of, like, thruster capacity, even if it had landed as intended. There isn't enough, like, propellant on it to go leave the moon after it lands. But, so yeah, this is just inoperable. It's still on the moon, but it's inoperable. The problem with it is that again, the conditions of the lunar night are very harsh because it's, like, super cold, or the lunar day-night cycle because it goes between very cold and very hot. So that thermal cycling will eventually damage the spacecraft system.
Right now is definitely the most people these tours have had.
Other questions?
What's the purpose of having it land the way it was supposed to land?
I mean, the VSP tours at least.
That's a
During
good
this
question.
weekend, at least.
That's a good question. I don't actually have that off the top of my head.
That's fine.
If you happen to know,
I do.
Go ahead.
The two-step landing procedure was considered very stable for a slope. So, as we heard, precision landing was the point of the mission, but also to land not on a hugely flat surface, but actually on a slope. And that tilt we saw in the first animation was based on computer simulations, supposed to be a very stable way of landing on a slope. But then, as we saw, we lost one of the engines. So, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, thank you. Now,
Thank you.
Now I remember. It's been a while since I last it's been a while since I last heard anything about this mission, so some of the details have since escaped me.
Was it also for the purpose of like having better contact or better angle for the solar panels on it?
Yeah, so the angle here actually was fine for the solar panels, except for the fact that it landed. It should have landed rotated. So in the original landing, the sun would have hit the solar panels straight away. As it is, the team landed, and actually the first signal they had that something was wrong was that it wasn't generating power, and it was because it was rotated away from the sun. So they actually had to wait 2 weeks for the sun to move, and then it hit the solar panels, and everything was okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
This is bringing back memories of me monitoring Japanese space Twitter as it happened. Japanese space Twitter was watching this with great interest, as you may be able to imagine. This was a big deal for them. So
Yes, I'm sure.
Yes. Other questions?
I think we're good.
I say maybe you already answered it earlier, but like, what was the key science findings? I guess in just a couple of lines.
That also escapes me.
Okay, no worries.
I guess it's like
More about the rocket.
with what my areas of interest end up being. It's like once it goes up, it becomes somebody else's problem.
Yeah, fair enough.
I guess I suppose more interested in like
The rocketry and engineering.
like rocketry, like space, like the spacecraft systems, rather than like the science instrumentation side of things. Which is a bit strange because me being a chemistry student, if I want to get into the space business, I'd imagine working on instrumentation would probably be the most obvious way in. Well, I mean, there's also material science, but yeah.
Also, in this case, actually, it was never a science mission. Like, the whole point was an engineering demonstration. So it only carried one
There you go,
scientific
then.
instrument. So, you know.
Like, let's see. Yeah, that
There's a reason
is,
why there's teams behind this.
There's a what?
There's a reason why there's entire teams around this kind of stuff. But it's meant to know everything.
No one person can know it all. Yeah.
There's only so much I can keep in my head, especially when like I am busy student that can't keep up with all the details or commit them all to memory. But
it's totally okay.
Yes.
Thank you, though.
You're doing excellent so far.
Yes, I am very happy to have someone with expert knowledge on what was going on with this here. Yeah, okay. That is, yes. Okay. If there aren't any further questions,
about the rocketry, so.
if there aren't any further questions, let's go into the last world that I had planned on this tour, which I suppose means we are ending a bit earlier than I was expecting. I can yap for a very long time about rocket engineering. I can't yap for quite as long about these things, and I absolutely cannot yap for that long about astronomy things. But yes, okay. Make instance, Vket global group plus link to this. Okay, instance queue, create instance, drop unlock portal. Let's go.
Hello, thank you for the sub again. Thank you for renewing. Yeah, it is. It's been a busy couple of weeks. It's gonna be a busy week with like Vket, and this is the last VSP tour I'm gonna be streaming. There's one more after this, but I won't be there because it conflicts with the Vket hop. 2 more Vket hops to go, and then I can have a little break during the week. We'll see what happens. We'll see what I do. Maybe something other than VR chat for once.
Okay. Okay.
Hopefully you're doing well.
So, okay.
Wow, this is a small
I think
world.
I am just going to give the closing announcements before we go in, because it's sort of hard to get people together for any purpose after you go in there. Yeah. So, thank you for joining this event. I cannot say this enough. I am always very, very grateful for people showing up to events like this, especially because it's hard for me to promote events. It's hard for our entire group to promote events, really, because our entire footprint on the Twitter and whatnot is in Japanese. Like, I can't actually speak Japanese in any useful capacity, but even I can't really promote anything in Japanese because I mostly post on Twitter machine translations of what I want to post for my Japanese friends and colleagues to read. And so, if I post things in English announcing my events, nobody really, no English speakers whatsoever will see that announcement or know that it's happening. So I am assuming most of you found this through either the VCAT calendar or just word of mouth of some variety. But thank you so much for being here. It really does mean a lot to me. Again, if you want to see more things like this, this here, if I can find a place to put it, this here's the group to join. Again, mostly Japanese. I am one of the very, very few active people from outside of Japan in this group. But if you want to get involved, you join. They will be happy to see you. I will be happy to help you. So yeah, this is the group if you want to join.
Let's look at my HUD.
Yes. My event schedule. I should put down my event schedule. Oops. My event schedule is on this print here. So go ahead and have a look at it. There's only one event left on it, but just pass it around. Pass it around. Make sure everyone sees it. But yeah, so
yeah, Space Trivia Game. I will not be there. That conflicts with Hop 8 from browsers from Internet Explorers.
I can't see any of the stuff that you've put out.
Trivia game.
What's the event for? Oh, it's a trivia game. Okay, cool.
Yes. It's VSP does a lot of just really elaborate educational events, more elaborate than this. I tried doing something more elaborate than this yesterday, and it went great. But we do like fun. For those that were wondering, we do have a we have a somewhat strange sense of fun, but we do like fun. So we have some people who do like trivia games and fun things like that every once in a while, movie watch parties, things like that. Yeah, so that's all the general closing announcements I wanted to say about this world. So we saw some spacecraft that went exploring the solar system. Now we can see some now if you want to be the spacecraft with somewhat simplified physics, as in very simplified physics and very severe time acceleration, this is the world for you. So what you'll see is what the solar system would look like if you shrank it down such that the Earth is 1 centimeter in diameter. And yeah, that's what's happening. That's what's happening with all this. There was something I was going to say.
That's a lot of numbers.
You will
Is there a way
probably
to?
Yeah.
Is there a way to remove the red text in front of everyone's vision? Well, unless it's just me.
Oh, so that's what this is. I'll explain in a bit, but you will probably be moving faster than the speed of light to scale. So that's sort of funny. Anyways, advice, check all the boxes, check the bottom 4 boxes on this menu here. If you want to turn off the red text, you can deselect the top box, but I strongly recommend that you don't deselect the top box. But
I'm just gonna turn all these on.
The boxes are checked. If you don't want to see the red text, then you can deselect the top box. If you want to come back, just respawn. But
is the red text going to be useful?
It tells you the direction towards each of the planets. So if you want help with finding where the planets are, that's what that's good for. Okay,
Oh, yes,
so
I could read the promise.
yeah, do what you need to do here, and then jump in.
Well, if I don't see you all again after going down that hole, I just want to say it was nice to meet you all, and may I see you all again soon someday. TM. Bye-bye. Geronimo!
Where's the whole parts?
Okay.
Thank you, let's go.
What in the hell is this?
Hold on, where's the whole parts?
No, it's disorienting! The lines!
Alright.
I'm falling.
Yeah. I don't have anything particularly specific to say about any of this, but this is what the solar system looks like. Now go around and explore. Explore. Have fun. Be free.
Oh, we were right next to the sun in the center.
Oh, yeah. Nice sun.
And I got goosebumps again.
Man, I cannot get the flying camera to work. Everything's just so fast and shit.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Just hold on to it.
So I am very curious to know, how did someone from JAXA find out about the existence of this event?
My friend Glenn told me, who's also here, so he can answer that question.
Okay.
Where are we gone? Sorry, you guys are so far. Yeah, I saw it on the Vket market, and yeah, we do a bit of space stuff.
Neat.
I was aware of VSP, but as you say, there's not many English events, so I was excited to.
That's a
to
huge
see an
deal.
English event,
That's
and,
monumental for
I
Kimiko to
messaged
have
you
someone
at this
there.
one the other day, and I got the days wrong.
Oh dear.
That is huge.
A day for like Europe and America.
I can't even
just did it
imagine.
in my head, and then I was like,
cannot
oh, wait, it was
imagine how
Japan time.
Kimiko must feel.
I missed it by like 2 hours. So, yeah.
Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, well, we don't do that many English events. That may change in the near future, mostly because of me. I've been either the lead presenter or a major coordinator on every single English VSP event that has happened since I became part of VSP. So, you're meeting the one person who you need to know if you want to do English VSP events for some reason.
That's good to know, because we might.
Yeah, well, contact me. Contact me if you want to do something.
We'll turn the UI on, so you have an idea of the scale of things.
So I'm not familiar. What is JAXA?
Japanese space.
Well, at this
Agency.
point you could join because the event's over anyway.
It's the.
This is the last one I do.
But for Japan.
NASA, but for Japan.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I've recorded all these. You can see them on the YouTube. You can see them on the Twitch version. You saw some of these, so yeah.
Yeah, it's like Japan's space agency and what they do, it is not very well known outside Japan. And that is quite tragic because they do awesome stuff.
I only know JAXA because of Kamen Rider Forze.
That is a reason, yes.
I hope you're all having fun floating around. But like
we're so far from each other, yet I can hear you all because of global audio.
Yeah, that's how this is working.
I get why they did it, dude. Yeah, I ain't never seeing any of you again. That's for damn sure. Literally in a VR chat world.
So well, I am very glad, however, this happened, that somebody from JAXA somehow managed to find this event. Yeah, well,
it was awesome. Thank you so much for doing it. And I don't know anything at all about the rocket stuff, so that was great.
I am glad that you were pleased about this. There was a whole tour like a week ago where I spent literally 2 hours blabbering about rocket engineering. So that was a fun one. But
yeah, I was there for a part of that. That was a good one.
Are you familiar with the Cosmoria, the Space Museum world? Who's familiar with that? Of course. I manage the English translations in that world. So actually,
they're really appreciated.
Yeah, the project director of that world, he personally authorized me to display the Cosmoria logo as a pin on my avatar. So, yeah.
We that's how we found VSP a long time ago when it first launched. Was really impressed with it. Like it's
okay, tilting my head back is making this go.
Cosmoria is Cosmoria is amazing, and the work that I've done on the English translations really is my pride and joy as far
Yeah, he's
as
had that translate to
what
of
I've
the
done on
entirety of
VR
the past
chat.
2 tours.
Like,
This being the second
I
2.
mean, I know that a lot of people see it, even if I'm just a name on the credits there, and probably nobody will ever know I did it. There are other people who also worked on the English translation. So Ebi Gunso, the chief event coordinator of VSP, he made the original English translations, and then I came in and cleaned up some of the stuff that was more in need of fixing. It was the translations were decent, but I am extremely nitpicky, and so I cleaned up all the things that looked even slightly wrong.
Yeah, I was really glad they got finished off. When it first launched, it had like half. Yeah, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
This is nuts.
Like this, actually,
Right.
it's like that world. It is still something that's being actively worked on. Just today, they released a completely new ISS model in that world.
Ooh.
So, if you need something
hanging
to motivate you to
around.
go back there and look at it. Go back there and look at it. The new ISS model is really good.
This one has
It's
broken my
really good.
Vizamine.
It is a massive improvement above what they had before.
By the way.
I think I'm gonna do that right after then.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, it's a really cool world. Always worth another view through. Takes like
Yup.
2 hours to do
Yes.
properly.
Do you know how
Jackson is
long my?
actually
Go on.
I was going to say, sorry, I was just saying that Jackson is on a collab with VSP as well in our little visitor center on the Sagamihara campus. We have a Hayabusa 2 landing game, which was in collaboration with VSP. Yeah.
You know, I was
that's
really
so cool.
tempted to put that Hayabusa 2 landing game on this tour, but I guess I decided not to, mostly because I don't want to be putting too many worlds from the same world creator in the tour schedule. I want to be able to feature a lot of different people who made the different things.
Just make it a future
But
event.
I could, yeah. But like the lead world creator on that project, he is amazing. He's the one who made the escape animation that we looked at earlier in this tour.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone in VSP doing world that is not amazing, but yeah, okay, no, that guy is.
Yeah, that guy is amazing.
Step above.
But like, that guy is amazing. He makes good stuff. Yeah. But VSP has just so many high-profile
This is
collaborations with
insane to
various
look
things in
at.
Japan. Like they recently presented at the International Planetarium Society conference. So it's something that I always have to think about because, like, at some point I realize I am the face of. I am, as far as English speakers are concerned, I am the face of this group that does amazing things, and I have to act accordingly in a very professional manner in all matters of business and other affairs. Something you have
This
to
is a
realize
great
when
tour to
you
end off my
represent, groups
session.
like this.
The last one's a space trivia. It's mostly aimed at his Japanese, well, only the Japanese friends will get it. And it's not really that great of a idea of a streamable event.
Yeah,
So,
well.
yeah. So, and it conflicts
really
with
has
Tour
been
8
the
anyway.
greatest
Otherwise, I
tour
would
of
have
my
tried to be
entire
there.
experience working with these people, and I am happy that they are so happy to work with me and actually protect me when the going gets rough, as it turns out. But yeah, it really is just such a blessing that I get to work with them. Yeah, it is just such a blessing. I can't say that enough. I have been yapping for a while. If anyone has questions about anything, please ask. I like answering your questions.
Kind of feels like every word coming out of your mouth by soaking up like a sponge. Yes, thank you so much for doing this.
I'm glad that you liked it. I'm really glad that you liked it. I am glad that a lot of people like this. I am, yeah. I worry so much when I'm planning events, but like it really does fill me with joy seeing people enjoying all these things. It really does. It really does.
Please keep going.
I think I will. I think I will. I think I will. Don't worry. There is a future for the VSP English branch, even though the VSP English branch currently consists of like myself and maybe 3 other people.
Yeah, that was the issue when we first encountered them. They were like, it was like, it's an amazing group, but like the language barrier is substantial.
Yeah.
Like we at some point we're talking about doing a collaboration with Cosmoria, and it just never really got anywhere because we just kept hitting that. Everyone tried really hard and everyone was really enthusiastic, but yeah, just the language barrier is hard to. I don't speak Japanese. No one in my group speaks Japanese.
I can
so
try
it's
to
hard
recommend
arrange
VRCT,
talks
but that's
and
about
stuff.
it.
Machine
Yeah, is that
translation
what you're
technology.
using, by the way, for the translation?
Yeah, that is. Translation
Yeah, it's
technology
really
has
cool.
come a long way in the last few years, but it still takes a lot of patience to use it effectively.
It does.
So somehow, I guess I have the patience, and I am fortunate that all the people that I've worked with in VSP also have the patience to make it work.
Yeah.
So yeah, So yeah, it's like. Fortunately, I guess I've figured out the groundwork for at least some of the critical groundwork for English event procedures. Actually, a few weeks ago, somebody who works at CERN on using VR for science education and outreach, he presented for VSP in English, and I was the coordinator who helped him with the logistics on his end. So it's like, at least now we have a process for making this work. And if you want to do something with VSP, ask me. I will help you make it happen. I am obligated to say I don't have an actual executive staff commission in VSP, so it's like
don't want to end because this is the last
I
part
get
we're streaming
issued
for.
with authority to do certain things on a case-by-case basis. Like I was
unofficially for
in effect authorized to do
VSP for
whatever's
VK
necessary to make
2027.
these
I
weekend
almost don't
events
want to end.
happen.
That's why I'm still going.
But
This was the best one,
like,
period.
But like, I can certainly help you with like getting all the approvals needed to make make an event happen. If you want to try doing an event.
Yeah, certainly. Thank you. I'll message you on Discord.
Awesome.
I'm assuming it's the same name on Discord, right?
Not exactly.
Well, I can find you in the VSP group.
If you go to the VSP Discord, you will find me there. I am not hard to find.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay.
This is crazy, dude. I love this world.
I am hungry.
I've got a question about the world.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
All right, good. She went down the hole. Good.
Yeah. What's
I was going to say, the physics, are they actually circular orbits? Are they home orbits, or are they just?
I don't think there is physics. You just float around.
It just drifts in the direction you're going. I was trying to figure out whether or not it's
Are there
very
bounds
weak, or whether or not I'm
past origin?
I mean, at scale, I think the gravitational force is negligible compared to the speed that you're moving at. So it's like, I don't actually know if there's. Yeah, I don't actually know if there's much of any physics going on. For all functional purposes, you're just floating around in the direction that you're going. Yeah. But yeah, the constellations are also all shown here.
Upside down.
Akino Mizuki, the person who made this world, he's very good with planetariums and planetarium mechanisms. So actually, there's a whole special exhibit in Cosmoria dedicated to planetarium mechanisms, which he and his friend Jumius made. And so, yeah, pretty cool. If you want to see how the mechanism of planetariums work, you can go see it there, and it's interesting. Do be advised, all the audio is
that model down there really.
What is it?
Puts into perspective.
Is that the planetarium that's on the right side of Cosmoria as you go in?
I think that mechanism was made by Cat Love, a different person who also does planetarium things. But on the if you go into the lobby and then go on to the room on the left, that's the room with the planetarium mechanisms. It shows how like actual in real life planetarium projectors work.
Yeah. So that's the visiting exhibit then.
Yeah.
Yeah, stop. I'm done.
Yeah,
Yeah, respawn, I'm
unfortunately, that
done.
is not translated into English, but the mechanisms are very well made, and you will be able to get a good sense of how they work just from looking at them. So,
I don't know if I should
yeah.
push that.
Try.
Yeah, have a look. It's great.
No, I think we're done.
What was I going to say?
Last time I'm going to be streaming
what
for
was I going to
VSP
say?
for Vket Swing for Success.
Well,
Yep. I enjoyed it.
Me being hungry isn't important.
Surprisingly.
That's not important. But so,
It was
yeah,
fun.
just,
I enjoyed it. I liked
if
it. So
anyone
take care.
needs-
Bye bye.
If anyone needs to have a conversation
Maybe we
about
see you
something
again.
unrelated to this, you should probably respawn to do it. All the audio is globally synced. So yeah.
Don't be
so if
saying
you
anything
need
you
to-
shouldn't.
Yeah, don't say anything stupid. Don't be stupid.
Already done that.
Okay.
Womp womp womp.
Okay.
Anyway, thanks for
Yeah,
watching and listening.
Questions.
No. All the questions were good.